there's a lot of history, behind Fenway. Doesn't mean everybody feels that way, because I know some people like the newness and some of the concrete and some of the bigger stadiums, but this is just baseball the way I think it was meant to be played. Open air, grass, every fan in the ballpark has a good seat. Just when you show up here, you're ready to play baseball. They're not going to convert the stadium into football or anything like that. It's just, this is the way I envision baseball, and that's part of the reason I'm so excited about the game tonight.
Good evening, everyone, from historic Boston, Massachusetts, as we look at the Boston Harbor, site of the Boston Tea Party in Fenway Park in Boston, this historic ballpark with the Green Monster. Much is written and spoken about the Green Monster, and it's just a beautiful old ballpark. It was erected in 1912. It's interleague play, the Phillies and the Boston Red Sox from Fenway Park in Boston. Hi, everybody. I'm Harry Callis, along with Rich Ashburn and Chris Wheeler. The Fightin' Phils have played here just once in an exhibition game in 1957. The World Series was played at Braves Field in 1915. And Whitey, you were in that ball game in 1957.
I was in the 57 game where we had one scheduled earlier than that in the early 50s, and it was snowed out, so we didn't play. But it was a treat to play here. I had heard so much about this ballpark. It's a great center field out there to play, a lot of room to cover, hardly any in left field. So the left fielder has to worry about the bounce off the wall and, that kind of thing. But this is a great park, and I hear they're going to tear it down and build another one.
Be kind of a shame. There's certainly history here, and everybody talks about left field and the Green Monster, and Chris Wheeler had a chance to ask Phillies left fielder Greg Jeffries about playing the Green Monster.
Well, I think it's a bad sign when my wife goes, Greg, isn't this the Green Monster field? So she's even heard about it. It's gonna be fun. It'll be interesting. I came out early and took some balls off the wall, and it's pretty true for the most part. Millsy hit me a few balls that I thought I was going to catch, and they went halfway up the wall. So I'm going to have to be really patient out there.
Yeah, Harry, a lot of guys, they go out to the outfield to get away from the tough infield positions. You go out and play left field in this place, and all of a sudden it's a tough position.
And, of course, the Boston Red Sox have struggled a little bit, and now they're in big-time trouble because they lose their big bat, Mo Vaughn.
Yeah, he got hurt last night in Shea Stadium with kind of an awkward slide into home plate. He's had problems with his knee, but you see them taking him off the field. Mo Vaughn is out at least 3 to 6 weeks with a torn cartilage in the left knee. He's going to have scoped tomorrow. I mean, look at the numbers he's been putting up this year. Most valuable player in the American League a couple years ago. 40-some home runs last year. I mean, this is a guy who is one of the forces in the game of baseball. You take him out of this Boston Red Sox lineup, and they are in trouble without him.
Rookie left-hander Matt Beech goes for the Phillies tonight. Tom Gordon for Boston. We'll have the starting lineups for you right after these messages. Back at Fenway Park in Boston. Game 1 of this 3-game series, the Phillies and the Boston Red Sox. And, of course, Fenway Park, unusual dimensions, 310 down the left field line, 379 to left center. To dead center field, it's 390. And the triangle in dead center field, just to the right of dead center, is 420. And then it really gets down to 380 in right center, but then all the way down to 302. In right field. There you see the triangle, and as Whitey mentioned, there's a lot of ground to cover out there in center field because that goes 420. 37 feet high is the Green Monster wall. While in center field is 17 feet high, and then from right field it's 3 to 5 feet high from right field where the bullpens are, and all the way down to that foul pole. Now the Boston Red Sox are taking the field for game 1 of this 3-game series. course, we have American League umpires for games played in the American League and interleague play. Terry Francona's starting lineup tonight for the Phils will have Ricky Otero in center field leading off. Mickey Morandini, second base, bats second. Darren Dalton will be the DH. He will hit third. Scott Rowland, third baseman, bats fourth. Rico Brogna at first base hits fifth. Greg Jeffries, left fielder, batting sixth. Derek May in right field will hit seventh. Mike Lieberthal will catch and bat eighth, and batting ninth, Kevin Stocker doing the pitching. Left-hander Matt Beech. Phillies lineup facing the veteran Tom Gordon. Gordon, at 29-year-old, he has won 4, lost 6, 3.67 ERA. 74 hits and 83 in the third innings. Good strikeout walk ratio as you see, 71 strikeouts and 31 walks. Opponents are hitting just .233 against him. That is 9th best in the American League. Defensively behind Gordon, Tim Naring is at third base. Nomar Garcia-Parra is at shortstop. John Valentin at second base. Mike Stanley at first. Scott Hatteberg is the catcher. The outfield has Jeff Frey in left field. Shane Mack in center and Darren Bragg in right. Hatteberg has not been successful in throwing out base stealers, 22 of 25. The Phillies are not particularly a running club. Ricky Otero will lead it off for the Phils. Otero batting at 128. Switch hitter hitting left here against Gordon. Fastball a little bit low for a ball, 1-0. Otero was tearing him up at Scranton Wilkes-Barre, but he has struggled since coming back up to the Phils. 2 balls and no strikes. Red Sox pitching staff, like the Phillies pitching staff, has had problems with control. They have the second most walks in the American League. Only the Oakland A's staff has walked more. And the Phillies are tied for the most walks in the National League with San Diego. There's Joe Kerrigan, Philadelphian, the Red Sox pitching coach. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ricky Otero. Fly ball left field. Jeff Frey hardly has to move. Otero is out on a fly ball to left, 1 down. Our Nissan scouting report on Tom Gordon. He throws fastball, curve, slider, and changeup. His curveball is his strikeout pitch. That's his best pitch. Always had a good curveball from the time he broke in with Kansas City. And he broke in with a bang. He broke in 1989, winning 17 and losing 9 for the Kansas City Royals. He was the runner-up for the American League Rookie of the Year. Greg Olson won it that year. He was the Sporting News Rookie Pitcher of the Year, 17-game winner. One and 1 the count to Mickey Morandini, who's batting at .306. There's that good curveball. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Morandini. See, this baby really drops off the table. He's got a great deuce and always has. Tried another one, missed inside with it. It's 2-2 to Morandini. Gordon, 29 years of age. He comes out of Sebring, Florida. Morandini fouls off the curveball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Birthday wishes tonight to Eleanor Marker, Wildwood Villas, New Jersey, celebrating her 76th birthday. Wishes from us and Charlie Rowan. Fastball missing. It's a full count. Fouls off the fastball. Still 3-2 to Mickey Morandini. Phillies did face the Red Sox 4 times in exhibition league play at spring training this year, going 2-2. Line drive to left field, but Frey puts it away. Well hit by Morandini, but caught by Jeff Frey. 2 down. That'll bring up Darren Dalton, who will be the designated hitter tonight.
Batting third, number 10, the designated hitter, Darren Dalton.
Dalton's 7 homers. He has knocked in 27. Nick Freese and son Tony are here from the Delaware Valley. Nick wanted to bring his son to see this magnificent ballpark. Curveball got it over. Curveball fouled out of play. Nick Freese will be celebrating his 40th birthday on Wednesday. Son Tony will be 15 later this month, and daughter Nicole, who did not make the trip here to Boston, will be 19 tomorrow. Sent us up some delicious cookies. We appreciate that from the Freese family. Balls and 2 strikes. Jimmy Williams in his first year as manager of the Boston Red Sox after spending most of his career in the National League as the third base coach for Bobby Cox at Atlanta. Fouled out of play. 2-2.
Wasn't far from John Vukovic's wife Bonnie and Dutch Dalton's wife, who has already been hit once this year.
Dalton fouls back another one. Good one-hand grab by a fan sitting here in the upper seats. There's Bonnie Vukovic and Nicole Dalton. Nicole, a white top. Bonnie there. Goes GM Lee Thomas. Dalton called out on strikes on a good curveball, and that will retire the side. No runs, hits, errors, and none left after 1/2. Phil's nothing. Boston coming to bat. Bottom of the first at Fenway Park, and Jimmy Williams starting lineup for the Boston Red Sox. Nomar Garciaparra will lead off the shortstop. Darren Bragg, right fielder, bats second. Mike Stanley at first base hits third. Reggie Jefferson will be the DH. He'll bat fourth. Tim Naring, the third baseman, hitting fifth. John Valentin at second base bats sixth. Scott Hatteberg, the catcher, batting seventh. Jeff Frey in left field hits eighth. Shane Mack, the center fielder, batting ninth. That lineup is facing left-hander Matt Beech.
Well, Matt had a pretty good outing his last time out, not so good his first time out, but pitched a pretty good ball game until he gave up a home run. I think that was in the 7th inning that he gave up a 2-run homer. But he's hung in there. That ERA is high, most of that coming from his first start.
For the Red Sox, number 5.
Defensively behind Beech, Scott Rowland at third, Kevin Stocker shortstop, Mickey Morandini at second, Rico Bronya at first. Mike Lieberthal catching in the outfield. It's Greg Jeffries at left, Ricky Otero in center, Derek May in right. Lieberthal has been good against base stealers. This is not a base running team at all, Boston. They've stolen just 29 bases, so they do not attempt to steal very often. Out of the 29, this fella, Nomar Garciaparra, has 12 of them. He's a candidate for the American League Rookie of the Year, first-round draft pick by the Red Sox in the '94 draft. 12th player selected in that draft out of Georgia Tech. 1 ball and 1 strike.
See, that's a pitch that Beech is going to have to be careful with tonight. That pitch he tries to jam right-hand batters on the fastball. He better get it in there far enough.
A little bit high, 2-1. Garciaparra hitting at .291. Among the American League leaders in hits, he has 80 hits. Tied for the league lead in triples with 5 of them. There's a drive, and Jeffries is going to have to play it off the wall. He does nicely and holds Garciaparra to a single. Well, Greg Jeffries, who worked all afternoon on that green monster, played that one right.
Well, that came off right back to him. There are some goofy bounces off that scoreboard, though, and there he is back. He sees he can't catch it. He's right smack in front of it. Made a good throw, but there was a pitch that you see Garciaparra slamming on the brakes.
Brings on Darren Bragg. Darren Bragg, the right fielder, batting at .292. 1-0. He came over to the Red Sox from Seattle last July in a deal that sent Jamie Moyer to the Mariners. Two balls and no strikes to Darren Bragg. Bragg, a 27-year-old, 22nd round draft pick by Seattle in the '91 draft. Two and one. Phillies recently lost a great friend and a lifelong fan. Earl Carver from Richboro, Pennsylvania, passed away recently, and our deepest sympathies to Alberta and the family of Earl Carver. Right back to Beech, should be 2, kind of a wide throw, but Stocker turns it. So it's a 1-6-3 double play, and Jeffries making that play off the wall kept the double play in order. 2 outs and no base runners.
Right back at Beech. He's a pretty good fielder. Set the field, a little wide throw, but Stocker able to keep it under control.
Brings on Mike Stanley. He's batting at .301. Boston will hit home runs. They are 4th in the American League in homers, behind Seattle, Cleveland, and Oakland.
Judy Bernstein and her family from Penn Valley, PA, here visiting her son, who lives in Boston now. It's a great city, great ballpark.
He committed 1 ball and 1 strike. Al Clark from Trenton, New Jersey is the plate umpire in tonight's game. Rick Reed at first base, Brian O'Nora at second, and James Joyce at third. There's Al Clark. Dad Herb, a longtime sports writer. Foul back and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Fidel Colodonato in Quakertown, 99 today on this 16th of June.
Called out on strikes is Mike Stanley, and that will retire the side. For the Red Sox, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, none left. And at the end of 1, it's a 0-0 game. And the first pitch tonight here at Fenway Park, thrown out by gentleman Jim Lomborg, with my colleague Hall of Famer Rich Ashburn there. On the receiving end, Irish Mike Ryan. So Jim Lomborg and Mike Ryan, the battery for the first pitch here at Fenway Park. It was a great touch because both Irish Mike and Jim Lomborg played for both the Phillies and the Red Sox. Rico Bronia sends it deep to right, but not deep enough. It's hauled down out there by Darren Bragg. So that's 2 down.
Batting 6, number 25, the left fielder.
And it brings on Greg Jeffries. Jeffries batting at .252. Last 8 games hitting at a .357 clip.
He sat down in that one game on the bench. Been playing pretty well ever since.
1 ball and no strikes to Jeffries. Line drive left field. That's a fair ball going out to the corner. Frey chases it down. And Jeffries will go into second standing with a double. So the Phillies' first hit off the bat of Greg Jeffries, a double down the left field line.
Hit the pitch right where it was thrown, high and outside. He reached out there, leveled off on it, banged it inside the chalk line. He still had to hustle to get to second base. Frey played that one pretty well.
Greg Jeffries at second base, 2 down for Derek May, who's hitting at .277. Looks at a curveball for a strike. Ed Dombrowski, Phillies employee, has brought a busload of 48 Phillies employees here at Fenway Park in Boston for this game tonight. Lots of Phillies fans here at Fenway Park. Opportunity to see this great ballpark and watch the Phils and the Red Sox in interleague play. Base hit center field. Jeffries rounding third. Shane Mack's throw to the plate is wide. Jeffries scores. Made a second on the throw, and the Phils take a 1-0 lead here in the second.
Just like that, a double single. Both balls hit well, line drive. It's a good swing by May. Mack has a pretty good arm, or he used to have. He threw that one way wide of the plate.
The catcher, Mike Lieberthal.
Mack's played the last 2 years in Japan. It'll bring up Mike Lieberthal. Lieberthal hitting at .178. 9 homers. He's knocked in 22. One strike to Lieberthal.
Lieberthal would like to hit in this park. He's a pull hitter for the most part. I think you can learn to hit in certain parks. I know the old Polo Grounds in Ebbets Field. Those parks, you know, had some tough spots in there if you were a pitcher. Good hitters could find them.
He is quickly in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Hot shot. What a great grab by Garcia. Parra throws him out and saves a run. Sensational play by the rookie Red Sox shortstop. And that will retire the Phils. A run scoring on 2 hits. No errors, 1 left. After 1.5, 1-0 Phils. 5-4-6-3-1000. Tickets are limited, a few remaining, so join us on Thursday night. Call 215-463-1000. Shane Mack batting at .288. He's played the last couple of years over in Japan for the Yomiuri Giants. Originally a first-round draft pick of the San Diego Padres back in '84 out of UCLA.
He's had some good years. Pretty good power. Always a good fielder.
There's a pretty good power you're talking about. That is well out of here. Home run, Shane Mack ties the game at 1-1. His first of the year, and that was a no doubt about it.
Hit a pitch that was down a little bit. It looked like he kind of reached for it a little bit. He certainly got good wood on it. And he's a 9-hole hitter in this lineup. Here it is.
Number 5, the shortstop.
It was down. Like it was over the middle of the plate, but it was down. Not a real mistake or anything like that.
Brings on the top of the order, Nomar Garciaparra, who singled off the Green Monster his first time up. Oh, 0-2 to Garciaparra. Barbara Kelly from Media, Pennsylvania here. The Kellys and the McLaughlins sending along their best here at Fenway Park. Lots of Phillies fans here at Fenway for this series. Chance to watch interleague play and enjoy this great ballpark. We out of play down the right field side. 1-2 to Garciaparra. Into center, falling fast, and it'll drop for a hit. Base hit for Nomar Garciaparra. His second straight hit. He's 2 for 2. He's a 1-out base runner.
Number 56.
He didn't get much of it. Hit it off the end of the bat, but dumped it in over the infield, short of the outfielders.
It'll bring up Darren Bragg. He grounded into a double play his first time up. As we mentioned, Boston doesn't steal, but Garciaparra is one of those who does. He has stolen 12 bases. So Beech will have to keep an eye on him. Phillies season ticket holder Joe Hetrick here at Fenway Park for this series. Half swing, rolling, good play, and another double play, and that will end the inning. Fine play by Scott Rowland. They go around the horn for the twin killing. Boston does tie it on the homer by Mack. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and none left. Chris Wheeler joins Rich Ashburn in the 4th at the end of 3. It's 1-1.
Full evening of baseball and fireworks. Scott Rowland leads off, takes low for a ball. Plenty of good seat locations available. Call 463-1000 or stop by the Center City ticket office at Mellon PSFS, Broad and Chestnut Streets. Rowland struck out his first time up, takes that breaking ball over for a strike. Tom Gordon has an excellent, what do you call that, a slider or curve?
I think he's always had a hard curveball, and you can tell tonight the left-handed hitters get a lot better swings at him than the right-handed batters. The right-handed batters are having trouble pulling off against him, which is understandable because he's pretty nasty. Always has been.
He's getting his outs and strikeouts mostly on the breaking ball. 2-1 pitch.
He seems like he has pretty good velocity.
2-2 pitch. Struck him out. Again. 1915 World Series. Sox won over the Phillies. All games played at Braves Field. That was a neutral field then, I guess. And an exhibition game in '57. I played in that one.
Babe Ruth was a member of the Red Sox in 1915, before he moved over to the Yankees.
Strike on Bronya. Lined out his first time up. We're in a 1-1 tie. Fouled off. Reached the crowd. Ball and a strike to Rico Bronya.
Rico's one of 3 guys with New England ties that are really happy to be here. Kenny Ryan really wanted to pitch, and of course Ken and Ricky Bottalico from Connecticut. So these 3 guys, as there's a beach ball loose, looks like we're at Dodger Stadium. There's a beach ball loose way out there in right center. There it is. The 3 guys I just mentioned used to come to this ballpark and see games played, and of course Ken Ryan pitched for the Red Sox.
Good to see Jim Lonborg and Irish Mike Ryan here tonight. Both played with the Red Sox and Phillies.
Dr. Jim Lonborg.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fly ball deep center. Off the fence. Bronya will. Well, he's going to try for 3. Better hurry. Wild throw. He's going to. That going to the dugout.
Oh, yeah, he's going to score.
He'll go in. He'll score on that ball thrown into the dugout. That was going to be a close play, but I think he had it beaten. He's going to get a triple.
Yeah, they're going to run on Shane Mack all night, and that's what they did again, because it looked like that was just going to be a double, but Bronya ran on Mack, and then I think it was Valentin cut it off and threw it away. Here you'll see what happens. This is hit to the deep part of center field, over the head of Darren Bragg, the center fielder. Now the ball's going to be cut off. As I said, I believe it's Valentin who cuts it off. Right there, yeah, that's Valentin. And then he throws it away. So it's an error on the second baseman.
And a triple for Bronya. The Phillies lead it 2-1. Greg Jeffries doubled his first at bat.
Just mentioned Rico Bronya, one of the New Englanders who's really happy to be playing here tonight, and that had to be a kick for him to circle him at Fenway.
1-1 the count. Jeffries, good shot, but knocked down by Gordon. Got him out. That was headed towards center field.
Once again, you notice the much better swings these left-handed batters get. Now here's the ball out the center. Get all these crazy angles here and get goofy caroms on everything. Now here's Shane Mack, who has a very weak arm, but he does hit the cutoff man here. The second cutoff man, Valentin, who then throws it into the Phillies dugout, almost got Johnny Vuk there. Pretty good dance step for him. Bonnie must be working with him.
Bonnie's here.
Yep.
Derek May singled home a run. His first at bat, takes a strike. May batting with 2 outs. Strike 2. Hitting at 286. And we'll hopper back to the mound, and May is out. That'll retire the side. The Phillies did get a run on 1 hit, 1 error, and nobody left on base. Red Sox bat in the 4th. Phillies lead 2-1.
Number 3.
Jeff Frey leads off for Boston here in the 5th. Frey struck out his first time up.
Frey's a left fielder who just made that weak throw with the runner Lieberthal on at third, and I'm sure if John Vukovic had to do it again, he saw that weak throw, he would have sent him, but you know, he didn't, so they didn't get a run out of it.
Ball 1 on Frey. Hitting at 274. And ball 2.
Ball's going to get a lot of help in the air to left field. Wind is blowing hard now over that green monster in left field. Flag pretty much standing straight out, fluttering just a little. See how much breeze there is, so they will get some help that way.
Ball 3. Frey's only walked 1, threatening to walk, or Beech has only walked 1, threatening to walk Frey. There's a strike. Three and 1 to count. Fouls it off. Full count.
People make some great catches up here just below the level where we are because it's so high, and they're coming up here nice and soft. People reach out and grab those little pop-ups. It's like sitting on the roof here.
Yeah, we're up.
You see the shot of the press box, and that's where we are, way up high there.
I worked the World Series here one time, writing for the Bulletin. Fair ball. Frey will go for 2 and make it easily.
Is that the 75 or the 86?
75.
I was here too. Yeah. Guess we didn't know each other real well then, huh? Here's Frey, who got ahead in the count. And it's going to turn him into a lot better hitter. And he rips this double down the line. Fastball right in the middle of the plate.
There's Shane Mack, who homered in his only at-bat, counting for Boston's run. Frey's on second, nobody out. Ball 1 to Mack. I was sitting up here in the press box writing for the Evening Bulletin. The guy sitting to my right was Red Smith.
Ooh, that's a little intimidating.
Great writer. Fouled out of play.
Notice the game they play here at Fenway. They don't do a whole lot of hitting to the right side and moving runners over. I mean, this is the 9-hole hitter, Shane Mack, and he just took a rip. Of course, he had a home run his last time up. So he's not even thinking about, at least on that swing, you know, giving himself up and moving a runner over to third base, playing for a run.
Ball and a strike on Mack. Inside, 2-1 the count.
Two very different styles of play when you come into the American League, especially in this kind of a little ballpark.
The Red Sox always have trouble winning on the road.
Well, they don't play for one. I mean, you know, they're playing for a big inning all the time. And, you know, Jimmy Williams, who managed in this league, understands that. He's also been in the National League for a long time. But you come back over here, you start playing American League type of baseball, especially at Fenway.
Red Sox have never had much of a running game, you know, base stealing and hit and running, and they never played that kind of ball. And that's why they had trouble.
But there's their road record. This year they're the same because they really have struggled early this year. But, you know, I mean, this would be, as you say, a home field advantage normally. Plus, you tailor your club for this ballpark.
Popped him up on the right side. Morandini right there.
I mean,
1 out.
In the National League, you would just call that a terrible, selfish at bat. I don't know what you call it in the American League.
Interleague play T-shirts commemorate the history-making special edition T-shirt marking the occasion of the first Phillies interleague play games at the Vet versus the Toronto Blue Jays. We just went through that. Supplies of the T-shirts are limited, so order now. You can purchase by phone 463-1000 or mail the Phillies merchandise, Post Office Box 7575, Philadelphia 19101. Shirts come in many sizes and cost $20 plus shipping and handling charge of $6.
This guy's a nice-looking player right here. We saw him a little bit in spring training. I heard a lot about him over the last few years. A #1 pick, played at Georgia Tech, and has taken over at shortstop here, and he has a lot of ability.
Already has 2 hits tonight.
And a great play at shortstop.
Garcia Para.
He's from California. As I said, he went to Georgia Tech and then was picked #1 by the Red Sox, and they've been fast-tracking him to the big leagues. And he looks like he's here to stay. Here is Valentin, who was a shortstop here for a long time. He did not want to go to second base.
Stocker makes the play over to Bronya, and that's his second out of the inning.
They even had an incident during spring training where Valentin did not come to a ball game, protesting the decision to move him over to second, wanting to be traded, and evidently relented finally. It was a tough call for Jimmy Williams, the new manager, to make, to move a player of his caliber to another position. But, you know, he's over there now, and it seems to be working out for them.
Valentin looks like Dustin Hoffman.
I don't know whether he would like that.
Well, I don't know whether he would or not.
That's Dan Duquette, the beleaguered general manager. Boy, oh boy.
They blame him for everything up here.
Everything. They probably have the tea party for him.
Well, they blamed him for Will Cordero.
Everything.
Abusing his wife.
Well, that's because they brought him over from Montreal,
where he evidently had some problems over there. This is Bragg batting. Darren Bragg, who is grounded into 2 double plays.
Yeah, the last one was a heck of a
one here.
Yeah, the last one was a heck of a play by Rowland.
Frey's at second, 2 outs. Phillies with a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Matt Beech is hanging in there so far. Nice stop by Lieberthal. Met Beech's parents in Pittsburgh. Nice mother and dad.
You see Kurt Schilling there, along with Terry Francona, equipment manager Frank Koppenbarger. Peeking around John Vukovic. Schilling likes to get in there and talk the game as it's going on.
There goes the base runner. Ooh.
That's a bad play there. Wow.
Tie the game. Yep, 2 outs, and
just no reason for that.
The runner sliding into the base before the ball got there.
Right. You know, with 2 outs, you have to make sure. And Mike Lieberthal just makes a mistake there. He knows it. But you don't want to give away a run in this ballpark because it's tough enough here.
Be an error on Lieberthal, and this game is tied at Lieberthal, and that game is tied at 2-2. Rowland tried to reach out and catch that wide throw, but couldn't do it. Pop up, playable. Jeffries out there makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. But 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, nobody left on. After 5 innings, we're tied at 2-2.
Park. As we move to the 8th inning of a 2-2 ball game, Mickey Morandini will lead it off for the Phils.
Great name for a place in this neighborhood, Bill's Bar. Tough double play is the 5-3 double play. I mean, it's really a tough footwork double play. You have to time the hop perfectly. Look at Roland. You know what? He did it the really hard way, too. I mean, he steps on the bag, really does not can't use his legs, and throws a strike over there. Outstanding play again by Roland.
Yeah, you wonder when he threw as he hit the bag, he threw not really able to use his legs, and he threw a seed over there
real hard.
Yeah.
Normally they try to crow hop a little bit after that, and it's still a hard throw, let alone the way he did it.
Mickey Morandini leads it off for the Phils. Morandini is lined to left, struck out and grounded out. Gordon falls behind him, 3-0. For the first time tonight, Boston has a bullpen pitcher up.
Has to be Chris Hammond, because that's their only left-hander. There he is, who we used to see in the Florida Marlins uniform, also the Reds.
Down there with bullpen coach Herm Starrett.
Yeah, we were talking about Herman earlier. Said I got to make sure we go pay Herman a visit tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Morandini leads it off with a walk. That is the second walk given up by Gordon, and it'll bring up Darren Dalton.
The designated hitter.
Dalton has struck out and twice grounded out. Now Morandini also a threat to run. He leads the Phillies in stolen bases with 11. Curveball for a strike to Dalton.
And they might not want him to run and leave a hole for Dalton on the right side in a tie ball game. Right. So we'll see how they work it, or they might want some movement on the bases.
Another curveball, missed with it. 1-1 strike to Dalton. Two-two game here in the 8th inning. Phils with 6 hits, Red Sox with 10.
Mark Brandenburg is the right-hander down there.
He balls it a strike to Dalton. Curveball's in the dirt, blocked by Asburn. 3-1. So Dalton will look for a fastball here to drive. He got it. He does drive it down the right field line, and the guy. What's going on? I'm telling you, there must be a conspiracy against the Phils. First, it's kids in Montreal. Now it's the ball with Guy down the right field line.
Made a heck of a play. You know, that's amazing, because look at Terry Francone. It's the same thing you're thinking. What are you kidding? And you know, in this place, who knows where they're going to bounce?
Oh yeah. There's a very distinct possibility that can go down the right field line, and Morandini can score on it.
No telling where it could go. They bounce like crazy here.
Nothing the umpires can do but to give Dalton a double on it.
Watch, this guy makes a pretty good play. This ball smoked. Good position. Had his butt down, glove down. Didn't bobble it. Made an outstanding play, really. Of course, you don't want him to do that, but that's excellent position he had there. Very good hands out front. You got to give him a plus there. And he gives the fan the ball, which is, he's a little embarrassed.
Number 17.
Terry Francona's a little frustrated after seeing a game in Montreal where Brony was only awarded first base on the ball was interfered with by the kid in Montreal. That was a youngster. Here comes Jimmy Williams, and this is going to be it for Tom Gordon. So we have a pitching change for Boston as they're going to bring in the right-hander. Looks like they've waived for Brandenburg. 112 pitches for Gordon. He struck out 6 and he walked 2. He's responsible for the runners on base. Pitching change for the Red Sox. We're in the 8th, tied 2-2. Back after these messages. This will be the right-hander Mark Brandenburg. He's a side wheeler. He's got a big side wheeling curveball. Has not been all that effective so far. 0-1 with a 10.29 ERA, but he is a strikeout pitcher. 7 innings of work, 7 hits, 8 runs. He's walked 2, hit a batsman, struck out 10 in the 7 innings he's worked. So that's what Jimmy Williams is looking for here, is strikeout.
Yeah, and then after that, he has a left-hander Hammond up in the bullpen who has struggled. There is Tom Gordon did a good job tonight. You see he's upset with himself as he let it get away a little bit. The leadoff walk, you know, just can kill a pitcher, and it certainly has started to hurt him in this inning. He got him out of the game.
Well, he walked more indeed, and then he got behind Dalton 3-1. Had to come in with a fastball, and Dalton hits it, but both starting pitchers, Gordon and Beech, certainly don't have to hang their head. They both pitch very well here in this ballpark. Infield comes in about halfway for Scott Rowland, who was twice struck out and doubled high off the green monster. Just missed a home run, and that should be deep enough to score the run. Mack makes the catch. Here comes Morandini, and Mack doesn't even throw home. He goes to third base where it's juggled, but Dalton will hold it second. Sacrifice fly by Rowland gives the Phillies a 3-2 lead here in the 8th inning.
A good job by Scott Rowland, too. As Gordon knows, that's his run that just went on the board. Rowland did not allow Brandenburg to get ahead of him. He looked for a strike early, hit it to center. Mack, as he's shown throughout this game, does not throw all that well, so they score the run pretty easily. And Jimmy Williams coming out to make another pitching change. There it is. First ball slider kind of hung in the middle of the plate, and Mack throws the ball to third base.
And they will bring in the left-hander now, so Brandenburg in just to pitch to the right hand hitting Rowland. And now the southpaw Hammond will come in. Another pitching change for the Red Sox. Phillies have taken a 3-2 lead here in the 8th, back after these messages. Let's check the Toyota Interleague scoreboard. Chicago Cubs beat the White Sox 8-3 this afternoon at White Sox Park. Cincinnati and Cleveland were in a rain delay. They're underway now. Cincinnati leading 1-0. Florida behind Kevin Brown over Detroit in the 8th inning, 5-3. Montreal 5-1 over Baltimore. That game is in the 6th inning. Dustin Hermanson for Montreal. The Mets behind Dave Malicki leading the Yankees 4-0 in the 7th inning at Yankee Stadium in Atlanta. Denny Nagel looking for his 10th win. He leads Roger Clemens and the Jays 3-0 in the 8th. Houston 1-0 over Kansas City. That game is in the 5th inning. St. Louis and Milwaukee are scoreless in the 6th. Alan Bennis for the Cards in that game. And Pittsburgh leading Minnesota 6-0 in the 6th inning. Chris Hammond, who we've seen in the National League appearing in his 24th game. He's had 8 starts. He's won 3, lost 3. His ERA is fairly high at 5.97, giving up 69 hits and 57 in the 3rd innings. 38 earned runs, 42 strikeouts, and 23 walks. Rico Bronya will face him. Bronya's fly to deep right tripled and grounded out. 1 strike to Bronya. Bronya's faced him before. Lifetime he's 0 for 5 against Hammond with 3 strikeouts. So he has had trouble with this left-hander.
See Dalton with that big lead off second base. Darren Dalton will attempt to steal third base sometime if they fall asleep and forget about him. The shortstop, Garcia Parra, does appear to have him in mind and has been coming in behind him, but Dalton will run off there every once in a while when he gets a big lead.
2 strikes to Bronya. A little bit wide. Phillies have a couple of tryout camps coming up this week. This coming Thursday at the University of Delaware in Newark, Delaware at 10 a.m. Ken Holtzapfel and Joe Romano will be on hand. It's Thursday at the University of Delaware, and Friday, Mercer County Park in Trenton, New Jersey. Sal Agustinelli will be on hand at 10 o'clock on Friday at Mercer County Park, Trenton, New Jersey. Right off the high breaking ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dalton at second base, a run in, 1 out here in the 8th. Phil's on top, 3-2.
Another Beech ball out there in center field.
Where are we? Dodger Stadium?
That's what I thought earlier. You know,
Fenway Park. We got beach balls. We got the wave going on.
Hey, flying in here last night, there's a lot of water around here. Looked like we were coming into LaGuardia. That Logan is close to the water.
Also close to downtown.
Oh, real close.
Yeah. Convenient short bus trip, enabling all of us to get our rest. Grounded foul into the dugout. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's right. We were here very early last night.
That is correct.
47-minute flight.
Line drive, base hit into left field. It goes right through Frey. Dalton scores easily. Bronya to second base. Phillies lead it 4-2. That'll be a hit and an error on Frey.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether they give him an RBI or not on that, too, because I don't think Vukovich had even made up his mind yet whether he was going to try and score him because the ball scooted through so fast. There's Rico really nailed that one. Frey charges it. The ball stays right on the ground and right through the wickets.
So the Phils have taken a 4-2 lead, and Greg Jeffries will be intentionally walked. Derek May now is heading back to the dugout. He's the on-deck hitter, and Kevin Jordan coming out of the dugout. So Jeffries, who is 1 for 3, being purposely passed. No wonder. Lifetime Jeffries a .409 hitter against this left-hander Hammond. So he gets the intentional walk. I still didn't hear if they gave Bronya an RBI on that or not.
Yeah, I don't know. They didn't put it on the scoreboard with the scoring decision, so and you couldn't hear the PA in here.
And Kevin Jordan will come out as a pinch hitter for Derek May.
Now batting for May, number 23, Kevin Jordan. Jordan now batting for May.
Give Bronya a run batted in, evidently, on that base hit. Kevin Jordan hitting at .250, 6 for 21 as a pinch hitter, 2 pinch hit home runs. Off John Smiley and off Omar Dahl, both of them left-handers. That's way outside, 1-0. Jordan has faced this left-hander just once in his career, and Hammond walked him. 2 men on base, 1 down, 2 runs across. 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, both those runs have scored that started the innings. That makes that ball boy feel a little better. He won't be the topic of conversation as much now.
And he has been replaced. Beaten foul down the left field side.
Yes, he has. They brought in the bullpen. They went to the pen for the ball men down there. They do have a new guy. Yeah, there he is. There's a new guy. That's tough. Now there he is. There's a guy who started. Looks a bit like Brett Boone. He is not pleased. He's out of here.
He didn't be taken out of this game.
Says, man, I didn't mean that. You know, look at this. What a night for me.
2-2 to Kevin Jordan.
Check to see him tomorrow night if he gets his job back. Heathcliff Slocum is getting up to throw.
Yes,
he's had a tough year.
Now Hanneberg wants to talk it over with Hammond. Two and 2 the count to Kevin Jordan, who's batting for Derek May. May went 1 for 3 and knocked in a run.
They are there's a problem on their signs right here, and you know, this is not a real friendly conversation they're having. Hammond was a little ticked off when he came out there.
Well, I was a little surprised. Hammond had Brony looking bad on breaking balls and tried to throw a fastball by him, and that not a good pitch in that situation to a left-hand hitter, and Brony smoked it.
Right, and he was really the key to the inning.
Popped him up off the end of his bat. Infield fly rule in effect as it's put away by Mike Stanley.
And that's his best pitch to a right-handed batter, and that's that dead fish changeup. And he threw a good one there to Jordan.
It'll bring up Mike Lieberthal.
Number 24, the catcher, Mike Lieberthal.
Lieberthal is grounded out on a fine play by Garciaparra. He was doubled and struck out. Started Liebe with his changeup. He missed with it. Phil's lead 4-2. We're playing in the 8th inning. Right off the end of the bat with another changeup. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball low, 2-1. Base hit to left field. Bronya is going to be waved around, and Frey's throw out at home plate. Hammond took it down the first baseline. Still had time to come back and get Rico Bronya as Lieberthal singles, but Bronya nailed to the plate. Frey to Hammond. Phil's get 2 in the inning. On 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 men left. We move to the bottom of the 8th, 4-2 Phils. Bottom of the 9th, Ricky Bottalico will come in and try to save this one for Jerry Spradlin. Bottalico appearing in his 28th game. He's won 1, lost 2, saved 14, a 3.25 ERA, 30 strikeouts in 27 2/3 innings, 19 walks. Tim Nehring will be the first one to face him. 1 ball and no strikes to Nehring. He has flied to right, singled, and flied to center. Good job by Spradlin. 1 2/3 innings of runless, hitless ball. Two balls and no strikes.
They have 1 left-handed batter available off the bench, and that would be Troy O'Leary. There he is with a bat.
Right, it's not Mo Vaughn.
Really?
Fly ball into right field. Rob Butler right there. Nehring's retired, 1 down.
That's one of those you can't believe it type at bats, because they're down by 2 runs in a home run ballpark. The guy's ahead 2-0. And that run doesn't mean anything, you know, and you got to be taken there and try to get on base. Some people, you know, there's things that happen in the game sometimes you wonder about, and that's one of them. You say the manager should put a take on. Well, the players should know.
Here's John Valentini. His single been intentionally walked and struck out. Jammed him, and he pops a foul back up this way and just below us.
Pretty brave on those, aren't you?
Yeah, that wasn't hard yet. That was not coming back.
We get one.
That was one that even Memory Lane Clayton might have been able to catch.
Doubtful.
Yeah, that's true.
They are cookies coming up here, though. I mean, as high as we are.
Bouncing the breaking ball up there. 1-1 the count to John Valentin. Phil's on top, 4-2 here in the bottom of the ninth. Fastball fouled out of play again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Ricky Bottalico, who as a kid saw many games here at Fenway Park.
Oh, he was
now
pumped.
Getting a chance to, for the first time, pitch here.
He was pumped before the game, pointing out all those spots where he used to sit.
Fouls off another fastball, still 1-2. Tomorrow night it'll be Scott Ruffcorn against Aaron Seeley. We'll be televising that one for you tomorrow. Wednesday night, Kurt Schilling goes against Jeff Stupan. In the breaking ball, he hasn't been able to throw his breaking ball for strikes. It's 2-2 to John Valentin. Valentin last year did something few players do. He hit for the cycle last year for Boston. Missing a full count. 3-2 to Valentin. He had a solid .296 last year.
This guy's a good player.
Yes, he is.
Has been for a lot of years.
A lot of extra base hits. Walked him. So that'll bring the potential tying run to the plate.
See, that was a good at-bat that he just had because he doesn't represent the tying run. And now he gets a left-handed batter with some power to home plate who does represent the tying run.
Scott Hatteberg has flied out, struck out, and singled. And there's Troy O'Leary. Moving on to the on-deck circle, the bat for Jeff Frey.
The catcher, Scott Hatteberg.
One ball and no strikes to Hatteberg. Fouls it out of play, 1-1. Ricky Bottalico trying to save this one for Jerry Spradlin. He's high with it, 2-1. Through there, 2-2 to Hatteberg.
Trenton's Al Clark behind the plate's done a good job tonight. Good to see him again.
Good umpire.
There he is. Dad Herb was a sports editor at Trenton newspaper for a long time.
Fouled it back. Going on the pitch was Valentin. The Phillies not holding him. 2-2 it holds to Hatteberg.
Tell you, he had a heck of a swing at that, but he's not getting his breaking ball over, so you kind of caught in between here. Almost want to throw a breaking ball, but if you miss, you go to 3-2.
Yeah. High with that one, it is a full count now to Hatteberg.
Yeah, that was a high fastball that was supposed to be away, and it came in a little bit. There's O'Leary, who would bat next.
3-2 to Scott Hatteberg. Sends a fly ball tight to the line and left, and Jeffries didn't make the catch. It's safe all around, and the Red Sox have the tying run in scoring position as Jeffries, who had played the Green Monster well, did not make the play down the left field line. Get a pinch runner now for Hatteberg at second base.
Mike Benjamin's going to be the pinch runner. Let's see if we can see what happens. He gets into the corner here and just doesn't catch it. The walk comes up in a hurry. There's not much foul territory, and it just clanked off the glove. And nobody was more surprised than Hatteberg, who had stopped at first. They scored it a hit.
They did?
Yep, there it is out there.
Oh, wow. Well, they scored it a double, although the ball should have been caught.
Yeah, and the Phillies got a heck of a break there, too, because the batter, Hatteberg, chased ball 4. It was real low and outside, and they got him to hit the weak fly ball to left field, and Jeffries doesn't make the play.
Troy O'Leary will be the pinch hitter as Galen Cisco goes out to talk to Ricky Vitalico. O'Leary hitting at .278, 6 homers, 19 RBIs. The pinch hitter, he is 1 for 6. And a base hit here could tie this game with the runners at second and third. Mike Benjamin pinch running at second for Hatteberg. 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. With a fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. Deep to left field. This ball is off the Green Monster. It's a tie game going into second base. O'Leary. A pinch double by Troy O'Leary, and this game is tied at 4-4 here in the 9th inning.
Well, they only had 1 move to make off the bench tonight, realistically, and it was Troy O'Leary, and he does the job. And, of course, Jeffries feels bad about what happened with the ball hit out to him. Here it is. Fastball away. You got that short porch in left field, and it clanks off that wall. That's a fly ball out anywhere else, but here, a double off the wall.
So, Vitalico with his 3rd blown save opportunity is save 14. This will be his 3rd blown save, and he'll try to keep it tied as Shane Mack bats. Mack's hit a home run, popped up and flied out. 1 ball and no strikes to Shane Mack. And swinging at the breaking ball, 1-1 the count to Mack. 1 out. Ball game tied here at 4 in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Ground ball second base. Morandini will throw Mack out. Moving up to third on the play is O'Leary. And with 2 outs, it'll bring up Nomar Garciaparra.
Let's see if they let him hit here. This guy is probably the best hitter in their lineup at this point. I mean, there is a left-handed batter on deck. I guess they'll pitch to him.
Yeah, I would think.
I would. I'm just curious to see whether or not he would consider, he has 2 bases open here. And the runs don't mean anything.
Mike Lieberthal out to talk to Vitalico. Garcia-Parra 2 for 4. Missed with a breaking ball, 1 ball and no strikes. And another breaking ball.
Pitching carefully to him.
2 balls and no strikes.
Ricky Bottalico has not had a breaking ball in this inning, and that's, it's obviously hurt him.
Fastball, Lieberthal set up outside, and it came inside. 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, that pitch was nowhere near where it was supposed to be. See where he set up? It's almost, that has wild pitch potential.
Yeah. Darren Bragg, the left-hand hitter, waiting on deck. Walked him on 4 pitches.
They didn't walk him intentionally, but they walked him. They didn't want to pitch to him there.
So the Red Sox have runners at first and third with 2 outs for Darren Bragg.
Now what that head shaking down there, of course, is if the runner goes to second, who cares?
Let him go.
Yeah, because you don't want to risk throwing to second and making a mistake and letting the winning run score.
The right fielder, Darren Bragg.
The middle infielders will play way back.
Darren Bragg is 0 for 4. He has twice grounded into double plays, flied out and struck out. He goes and is dribbled back to Bottalico, and we're going extra innings as Bragg is thrown out. Red Sox tied with 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. They leave 2. We move to the 10th, tied at 4-4. Well, we move to the 10th inning with the score tied at 4-4. Boston will. Mike Stanley will move from first base to catching for the Red Sox, and Mike Benjamin will come in and play first base. So Benjamin at first as Hatterberg was taken out for a pinch runner.
Ladies and gentlemen, your
Now the new pitcher coming on.
Defensive changes for the Red Sox. Now pitching
Is John Wasden.
John Wasden.
Wasden 0-3 with a 5.18 ERA, 21 games. He's had 7 starts, 64 1/3 innings, 59 hits, 37 earned runs. He has struck out 46 and walked 24.
Mike Benjamin. Benjamin playing first base.
Scott Rowland will be the first one to face John Wasden here in the 10th inning.
O'Leary now playing left field.
Troy O'Leary also stays in the game to play left field. He got the big hit, the pinch double that tied this game in the 9th inning.
Yeah, and Jimmy Williams, as we were talking about earlier, didn't have many bullets tonight off his bench.
Number 17.
The one that he had was Troy O'Leary, and he wound up delivering for him. Now he's down to just one player, Hasselman, a catcher who has a bad neck from a collision in New York the other night.
Scott Rowland looks at a strike. Rowland 1 for 3 with a double and a sacrifice fly. Pulled him with a changeup, 0-2. Boston has not fared well in extra inning games. 0-3 at home, 1-2 on the road, 1-5 total. Line drive right at Garcia-Parra, 1 down. Phillies in extra innings are 2-3. 2-2 at home and 0-1 on the road.
Number 2, the first baseman.
Brings up Rico Bronya. Bronya's 2 for 4 with a triple and a single. 1 ball and no strikes to Rico Bronya. We're in the 10th, 4-4 ball game. Fouls it out of play. Boston, a 24-year-old. That's ripped into right field for a base hit. Bronya's 3rd hit of the night. Boston came over from the Oakland A's for Jose Canseco and cash considerations.
Number 25, the left
fielder. It's a first-round draft pick at Oakland in the '93 draft, 25th player overall selected. They'll bring up Greg Jeffries. Jeffries 1 for 3 with a double. One strike to him. Line drive right field, right at the right fielder. Put away by Bragg. And Rob Butler will bat for the first time. Bronya at first base with 2 down.
The right fielder, Rob Butler.
Butler batting at .321. Came in to take Derek May's place in right field after May was lifted for a pinch hitter. Bronya not a stolen base threat. But they still go over there. 4-4 ball game. 10th inning here at Fenway Park. That was fairly close play, even though Bronya does not have a big lead.
This is a good move here. Look how quick his feet were on that one. He made the throw right into the runner and almost got him.
Missing down and in. 1 ball and no strikes to Rob Butler. Florida's beaten Detroit in interleague play 7-3 behind Kevin Brown. Sure worried about Rico Bronya. For some reason.
Might just be one of those guys who just throw to first on.
On the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike to Butler. Bronya does go on a hit and run that's fouled down the left field side. So Bronya comes back, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Rob Butler. Down and in, 2-2. Four ball game. Playing here in the 10th inning at Fenway Park. Brony goes and a sliced foul. Third base side out of play. Brony will come back. Count holds at 2-2 to Rob Butler. Now the Phils carried a 4-2 lead into the bottom of the ninth, but Boston coming back to tie it. A rare blown save for Ricky Vitalico. Bronya goes again. Line drive, right field, going all the way to the corner. Now let's see what Bronya. He'll be held at third base. A double for Butler. Bragg got to it pretty quickly, and Bronya has already been thrown out at the plate. Rico not real fleet of foot, so John Vukovic holds him at third.
Yeah, and this ball took kind of a crazy carom right to the right fielder, Bragg. It doesn't, you know, it looks like it's headed for the corner in any other ballpark, but this one it doesn't. The runner going there, Bronya, now watch what it does. It looks like it's going to head for the corner, but it kicks right there off the end of that padding, and he gets it before it gets to the corner. So now Bronya, even though he's running, he got deked a little bit there by the middle infielders. And after what happened before, Vukovic has to hold him at third, even though he desperately wanted to send him.
Joe Kerrigan out to talk to his pitcher Wasden. The batter will be Mike Lieberthal. Lieberthal is 2 for 4 with a double and a single.
Mike Lieberthal.
So Philly runners at second and third with 2 outs. Topped it softly to third base. Nehring throws on Lieberthal, and that will retire the side. For the Phillies in the 10th, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the bottom half of the 10th inning. We're tied 4-4. Bottom half of the 10th inning here at Fenway Park in Boston. We're tied 4-4. Mike Stanley will lead it off for the Red Sox. Then Reggie Jefferson and Tim Nehring. Tomorrow night, Scott Ruphorn goes for the Phillies. He will be opposed by Aaron Seeley for Boston. We're televising that one for you. A lot of hits in the game. The Phillies with 11, the Red Sox with 12. And here is Mike Stanley. Started the game at first base, moved it behind the plate when they pinch ran for Hatterberg.
Number 20.
Stanley is 1 for 4 with a double. Base hit left field. Stanley leads it off with a single. Well, in the National League, you'd bunt him to second base, but I don't know if they do that here in the American League, especially since Stanley does not run well at all.
And the cleanup hitter's up, who's a designated hitter, and the next batter's a right-handed batter, so it's very unlikely.
Yeah. Brings on Reggie Jefferson, who is 1 for 4.
I think Jimmy Williams even gave any signs to the third base coach, Wendell Kim.
Swing away, Reggie. Takes a breaking ball for a ball, 1-0. Once you got a 340 hitter up there.
Oh, yeah, there's no way. I mean, there's just no chance of a bunt.
Fouls this one out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. On the count to Jefferson. Almost hit him. 2-1. Game at Yankee Stadium is over. Not a good night for George Steinbrenner as his Yankees lose to those New York Mets 6-0.
Stay with them, George.
Dave Malicki over Randy Pettit in that one.
Talico just got a breaking ball over, and that's what haunted him in that 9th inning, among some other things. He wasn't able to throw one for a strike.
Missed inside, a full count.
What if they'll run here? You talked about Stanley doesn't run well.
No, I don't think so. You got a strikeout pitcher. Stanley doesn't run well. You don't want a strikeout double play. He does go strikeout
double play.
There
it was.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree with you. I mean, that just set that up whether or not that they would do it, and it was unlikely. I think he threw him a breaking ball too.
Yes.
He threw him a 3-2 breaking ball, which is really amazing. That whole sequence is amazing when you think about it. 3-2 breaking ball in a non-running situation. There he goes. There's the curveball. And now Lieberthal's got a dead duck at second. All he does do is get it to Stocker. Stanley stops. His slide stops him 2 feet short.
And it'll bring up Tim Naring. Breaking ball missing. Carpenter Cup action today. Olympic Colonial defeated Philadelphia Catholic 6-5. Suburban National over Mercer County 12-3. Slugfest in the 3rd game. Ocean Monmouth 11, Lehigh Valley 10. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. at Veterans Stadium, Suburban National against Olympic Colonial, and at 1:30 Ocean Monmouth versus Central Delaware Valley. The Chester County winner. And there'll be high school action at Veterans Stadium tomorrow starting at 10 o'clock in the Carpenter Cup. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Naring. Florida over Detroit 7-3. Kevin Brown won that one.
Johnny Vandermeer is safe again.
Yeah, I don't think that'll ever happen.
That's one of those, you think, records that won't be broken, like DiMaggio's streak, like somebody hitting 400 and pitching back-to-back no-hitters.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. Two balls and 2 strikes to Tim Naring here in the 10th inning. Tied at 4-4. Full count now. Naring is a 2-out base runner. And we'll bring on John Valentin. He's 1 for 2 with a couple of walks. Yeah, he's walking. The 9th was huge. You got that 1-out walk and set up the inning for the Red Sox.
With the breaking ball, 1 ball and no strikes. He's got a white moth trickling up the mound area there.
Yeah. Or a butterfly. They sleep at night? I mean, are butterflies out this time of night?
That's a moth.
It was a pretty big one. Now it's headed towards second.
Towards second base from the mound area. It was between the mound and the plate. It could have been somewhat distracting to the hitter.
You can see it up here. It might have been.
2-1 to Valentin.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's a butterfly. Need a bug expert.
3-1.
Hey, well, if that's a moth, hide your sweaters. That's a big one.
Mike Benjamin waits on deck. 3 balls and a strike to Valentin. Base hit left field. Stopping at second base will be Naring. And the Red Sox have 2 men on base.
Here comes a guy that used to play for the Phillies with a chance to beat him. Mike Benjamin, who was injured a lot last year with a bad neck.
Dylan Cisco again will come out to the mound to talk to Ricky Vitalico. Red Sox hurt themselves by running Stanley in this inning. A strikeout double play.
Yeah, and the hitter, Reggie Jefferson, got a little anxious. I think it swung at ball 4. That pitch appeared to be low.
Yeah. Well, he was looking fastball, and he got a breaking ball.
Yep.
Number 28.
Benjamin is going to bat just
Mike Benjamin.
20-some times. He's hitting a 143. Pops a foul, backing out of play. 1 strike to Benjamin. 4-4, bottom half of the 10th inning. Fastball on the outside corner. It's 0-2 to Benjamin. Missing, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Benjamin was just called up at the end of May from Pawtucket. At Pawtucket, he was hitting .248. Breaking ball in the dirt, 2-2. 2 men on base, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 10th. Chopped softly. That might be trouble. Rowland tries to barehand. No play anywhere. It'll be an infield single for Mike Benjamin. So the Red Sox have him loaded with 2 outs here in the 10th. And the guy that tied this game will bat, Troy O'Leary.
Yeah, here it is. I mean, Benjamin's a guy you think Vitalico is going to get him out. Look at him pull off that pitch and just tops it right off the end of the bat. Rowland's way back to make sure nothing gets through. I don't know that he gets him even if he feels it, but he was going to try.
And Troy O'Leary, who sent this game into extra innings with a pinch hit double in his only at bat, will be the batter.
Number 25, the left fielder.
Bases loaded. 2 outs, bottom half of the 10th inning. Hit in to end the game. Ricky Bottalico hits Troy O'Leary with a pitch to end the ball game as the Red Sox win by a score of 5-4 in 10 innings. Boston 5 runs, 15 hits, 2 errors. Phillies 4 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error. A bases loaded hit batsman.
There's some question on whether everybody tagged their respective bases. I think.
Yeah, the runner from second to third, Valentin, had started off the field, but then he moved up. But Terry Francona's not going to win this argument. They all moved up. Valentin had started toward the dugout, but third base coach Wendell Kim says, hey, you got to tag up. You got to tag the base, which he did.
Well, here's the pitch. Fastball right at him. No chance for O'Leary to get out of the way. He's not even taking one for the club there. He got smoked with that. Yeah. Then you see the runner at second putting his hands up in the air in celebration.
Toward the dugout, and then Wendell Kim says, come on, you got to get to third. Well, at any rate, a frustrating loss, 5-4. Boston over the Phillies in 10 innings. John Wasden wins it. Ricky Bottalico loses it. Once again, the final score. Boston 5, Phillies 4 in 10. For Rich Ashburn and Chris Wheeler, Harry Callis, thanks for watching. This is the Phillies Television Network. Now let's check in with Steve Highsmith and the news at 10.